from New Hanover County Schools Television. Three-time Blue Ribbon winner for the North Carolina Schools Public Relations Association for Outstanding Electronic Media. This is your School News.
Welcome to Your School News for the week of February 29th through March 6, 2016. I am Alexander Ellsworth. Topping our newscast this week, 13 students win at the Regional Science Fair. Anderson Elementary students learn about butterflies, and African American history is celebrated at Gregory Elementary. Topping our newscast this week is the Regional Science Fair. More than 14 different school districts, as well as various private schools, participated in the 2016 Regional Science Fair at the University of North Carolina, Wilmington. 75 awards were presented to more than 160 students. With a complete report on the winners is YSN reporter Karen Green.
New Hanover County Schools is extremely proud of all of the students who competed in the 2016 Southeast Region Science Fair at the University of North Carolina at Wilmington. There were 160 student projects entered from public, private, charter, and home schools from across the Southeast region. New Hanover County Schools had 20 outstanding student projects advanced to the Southeast region competition, 13 of which will go on to compete at the North Carolina Science and Engineering Fair in Raleigh in April at Meredith College. Elementary students advancing to the state competition are Gabrielle Davis from Wrightsboro with her project Wind Power, Jillian Green from Holly Tree with her project Plastic Pollutants, Farhan Siraki from Coddington Elementary with his project Ripening Fruit, and the team of Owen Williams and Reagan Williams from Parsley with their project Sand Temperature and Beach Nourishment. Middle school students advancing to the state from our district are Kellen Doyle from Williston with his project Sugar Buster, and Zaid Carbot from Roland Grice Middle with his project Different Strokes for Different Folks. 6 high school students from our district will advance to the State Science Fair. They are Nathan Kinsley from Ashley with his project Lighting in a Bottle, Ian Green from Lady with his project A Good Way to Let Off Steam, and Elizabeth Kinsey from Ashley with her project Contaminants of Emerging Concern. Finally, from Isaac Bader Carhart with his project The Generation of Electrical Current, and the team of Andrea Lamas Nino and Ryan Gray with their project Factors of Microbial Fuel Cell Design. Preparing science fair projects are excellent hands-on learning opportunities for students interested in science. In fact, science fair projects are the cornerstone of science teaching. We wish these 13 students the best of luck at the state competition in April. Reporting for Your School News, this is Karen Green.
In other school news, to encourage more families to take advantage of the healthy choices available with school breakfast, New Hanover County Schools will recognize National School Breakfast Week during March 7th through 11th. Busy weekday mornings make it a challenge for families to find time for a healthy breakfast.
That students need to start off their day with a healthy breakfast, and that's why this week we're looking at Wake Up for School Breakfast to energize and motivate students and parents to come and eat breakfast with us.
The National School Breakfast Week campaign, Wake Up to School Breakfast, reminds the entire school community that school breakfast provides a healthy, energizing start to the day for students. Students will be encouraged to wake up their minds and bodies during March 7th through 11th with special menus, decorations, cafeteria events, and more. February was African American History Month, and schools throughout the district celebrated with events that were educational, inspirational, and fun. This year at Gregory Elementary, members of the St. Luke AME Zion Church and community members came to each classroom to share their favorite stories about events and significant figures in African American history. Students learned about African Americans who made significant marks on our culture, like Medgar Evans, Malia Jackson, Serena Williams, Muhammad Ali, and many others. They also heard about the life stories of Frederick Douglass and Duke Ellington, among others. Gregory students also got to learn about and hear wonderful poetry created by African American poets who write for young people, including Marilyn Nelson, Nikki Giovanni, and Nikki Grimes. It was a wonderful day of learning for the students at Gregory. New Hanover County Schools has announced the 27th annual edition of Best Foot Forward, Friday, March 11th at 7:30 p.m. in Brogdon Hall. Best Foot Forward features performances integrating special effects and uplifting music from pre-kindergarten, elementary, and middle and high schools. Doors for the evening will open at 6:30 p.m. A visual arts exhibit highlighting works from students in all grade levels will be displayed in the lobby. General admission tickets for the show are $10 each and are available for purchase through all participating schools. Despite their small size, butterflies are some of the world's most wondrous animals. Their beauty, seemingly miraculous metamorphosis, and apparently carefree flight spark all of our imaginations. The students at Anderson Elementary were given a wonderful introduction to these creatures in a program presented by the Cape Fear Garden Club. We have this report from Stephen Thornton.
North Carolina has a state butterfly, and the Cape Fear Garden Club was instrumental in having the eastern tiger swallowtail butterfly made a state symbol. As a designated state symbol, the eastern tiger swallowtail butterfly has become part of the North Carolina standards for course of study in the 4th grade. To help educate both young and old about this marvelous creature, the Garden Club has produced a documentary and makes trips to schools to talk about the butterfly. Recently, they were at Anderson Elementary to teach students about the eastern tiger swallowtail and introduce the students to the outdoor hobby of butterflying. A hobby that is not only has educational implications, but also social, mental, and emotional energies. Under the guidance of members of the Garden Club, students learn that the eastern tiger swallowtail is found in all 100 counties of North Carolina. It inhabits yards, gardens, and public places where all North Carolinians can experience their state butterfly. With the introduction of numerous hands-on items, the Anderson students learned that butterfly wings are covered with scales. Each scale is a single color, most of which are produced by pigments. Students learned the all-important butterfly life cycle and got to look up close at cocoons. Students were surprised to learn that only some caterpillars turn into butterflies, that most turn into moths. The Cape Fear Garden Club even showed the students how butterflies, as well as caterpillars, breathe through a series of tiny openings along the sides of their bodies, and explained that butterflies taste with their feet to find out whether the leaf they sit on is good to lay eggs. It was an exciting lesson for the students at Anderson, and one that will stay with them as butterflies start appearing in the spring. Reporting for Your School News, this is Stephen Thornton.
Finally, the Ashley High School Marine Science Academy placed 3rd in the North Carolina Blue Heron Bowl of the National Ocean Sciences Bowl held at Carteret Community College in Morehead City. Team's members are Bodie Lowe, Renee DeMont, Will Bodazar, Hannah Boring, Adam Ortega, and the team coach is Ashley teacher Sandra Shuselski. Now, when your school news continues, we have an exciting lunch menu forecast. Plus, coming up in 60 seconds, we'll have reports on Regional Science Olympiad is this weekend. Parents turn out for Magnet and year-round options fairs, and Coddington holds its amazing math fair. This is your school news on cable and online. Look for our blue logo for all the latest news online at www.nhcs.net. Please friend NHCS TV on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Walt Whitman was a poet, printer, and journalist. In his book, Leaves of Grass, he created a powerful vision of what democracy means. Around the time of the Civil War, when Whitman lived, writers in the United States thought they still had much to learn from European writers. Whitman showed them that they could find everything they needed to know in themselves. This background in literature has been brought to you by New Hanover County Schools on the Learning Network of the Cape Fear.
Almost half of all parents who suspect their child has a problem learning wait a year or more before getting them help. Why? When there's so much they could be achieving. Kids with learning disabilities are smart. They just learn differently. Call or visit us on the web now.
Welcome back to your school news. It's time now for the Regional Science Olympiad 2016, Southeastern North Carolina's biggest science competition, Saturday, March 5th on the campus of UNCW. 700 competitors from middle and high schools in 5 counties will face the challenges of 32 science-based events. With a complete report on Olympiad is YSN reporter Cassie Williamson.
Science Olympiad is a nonprofit organization that is devoted to improving science education and getting students more interested in science. These goals are accomplished through classroom activities, research, training workshops, and the encouragement of competitions.
It's focused on helping and developing STEM skills, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics in our kids in a competitive environment that's both supportive but yet exciting.
Science Olympiad tournaments consist of students competing in team events that they prepare for during the year. The events are balanced between different science subjects including biology, earth science, chemistry, physics, and technology. There is also a balance between events requiring knowledge of science concepts, process skills, and science applications. Science Olympiad comes in many shapes and sizes to fit everyone's needs. Competing in Science Olympiad requires cooperation and teamwork. It encourages group learning by designing events that make the students work together, practicing objectives and improving their skills through competition.
I think our teachers who serve as our coaches for our schools really do an amazing job with getting them to be positive and reinforce not just good collaborative behavior that we see in science, but also to get those kids to be motivated, to want to do better, to take a look at what may have gone well or not well,
Right.
and to be able to think about what they can do in the future.
With motivational and fun activities, Science Olympiad makes learning exciting. It brings students, teachers, parents, principals, and business leaders together, working towards a shared goal. Science Olympiad encourages students to get involved and helps them to improve skills they will need in the future. Science Olympiad is a very influential activity and gives students a drive to succeed. Reporting for Your School News, this is Cassie Williamson.
Students from Holly Tree Elementary School's American Sign Language Club are enjoying meeting once a month to learn how to sign different words and phrases. Studies have shown that students who learn American Sign Language words, such as signs for the weather, colors, numbers, and feelings, do better on vocabulary tests than their peers who weren't taught to sign. Signing is in many ways just like learning a foreign language. It opens up a new path of communication. The students in the picture here are signing the word club. All parents living in New Hanover County were invited to attend one of 2 Magnet and year-round options fairs. Parents who were able to get first-hand information on special programs, academic programs, student perspectives, and the lottery process and application timelines. With a complete report on the fairs is YSN reporter Bobby Blue.
Parents looking for a unique experience for their elementary or middle school students had a chance to get information on a variety of programs at the school system's recent Magnet School and Choice School fairs. Staffs from each school and other central office staff were on hand to greet parents, answer questions, and provide detailed information about the programs at all the Magnet and Choice schools. Parents learned about special programs, gifted programs, benefits, and the lottery process.
With tonight's fair, we wanted parents to come out and learn more about our schools. We have so much going on in our magnet schools and parents don't know about it. So our year-round options, most of our magnet schools are year-round with the exception of Gregory, and we want our parents to be fully aware of what we have to offer.
Many parents had lots of questions about the new language immersion program at the International School at Gregory. On hand to talk with them were teachers from VIF International Education. The organization will be partnering with the district to provide a cultural framework for engaging students in cross-disciplinary academic subjects.
It has helped by increasing parent awareness regarding what the new school, the International School at Gregory, will have to offer. And we have 2 of our very own VIF teachers from Forest Hills that actually teach the curriculum here to answer specific questions that parents have posed.
Schools featured at this year's 2 fairs were Coddington, Freeman, Gregory, Snipes, Eaton, and Virgo Preparatory Academy.
I think this is positive for Virgo. It allows us to showcase some of the things that we're doing in the school as far as STEAM. A lot of the technology that we have on display here is what we use in the classrooms on a daily basis. And the arts focus as well. We have one of our biggest partners, Cameron Art Museum, here to help us showcase some of our events that we do across between the school and the Cameron Art Museum.
For parents who could not make it to the fairs but are still interested in one of the Magnet or Choice schools, they can contact the schools directly for information. All school information can be found on the school system's website. Reporting for Your School News, this is Bobby Blue.
In an effort to inspire students in mathematics, Coddington Elementary held a math fair. A math fair encourages students to become better problem solvers and to think outside the box. Coddington's math fair was a non-competitive event that gave the school's teachers an opportunity to have their students do problem solving with a particular goal in mind. While Coddington's math fair looked like a traditional science fair, it differed in structure and its scope. Coddington's event provided a meaningful problem-solving experience for all the students.
Well, I bounced the basketball on 3 different surfaces, and why I did that was because I wondered what surface the basketball would bounce the highest on. So, and the one that bounced the highest was a hardwood floor at Wilmington Athletic Club.
Took some straws, and I was wondering how many pennies those straws could hold. So we measured them, cut them, and then we also built a little platform.
For the math fair, I did math with Legos, and I came up with the idea because I love Legos so much and math, so I tried to do math with Legos.
Coddington students who participated in the school's math fair became experts of their own puzzle, and they presented the puzzles, not the solutions, to math fair judges and spectators. Then they helped both parties to solve the problems. Coddington's math fair was charged with high energy. The students gained in confidence in their problem-solving skills, and they learned that enjoyment of mathematics is not confined to elite students. Now, don't go away. Coming up, a mobile dental van visits Snipes Academy. Plus, we have a look at education across the nation in our Education Index and what's on tap for lunch with the Lunch Bill of Fare. Your school news will continue after the break.
When Charles Bennett graduated from high school, he dreamed of returning to his old neighborhood as a teacher. But without the money for college, only half his dream came true. He's back in the old neighborhood. Please support the United Negro College Fund, because a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to the shelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Welcome back to Your School News. It's time now for our Education Index. Look around the nation and the world at some of the top stories in education. Topping the index, a new working paper released by the National Bureau of Economic Research joins a fairly large body of research showing that spending more in schools improves student outcomes. That is, money matters. The study uses national testing data to see what happens after a state alters its school finance system, either by the legislature or a court order, to ensure adequate resources are directed to low-income districts. Specifically, they examine reforms in 27 states since 1990 and conclude that student achievement increased as a result. The effects weren't huge, but they were statistically significant, educationally meaningful, and likely cost-effective. This study joins recent national research as well as state-specific studies in Michigan and Ohio, all suggesting that more resources do indeed improve schools. Students at one Ohio high school are all wearing the same thing and they don't even mind. That's because the purple bracelets adorning so many wrists are for a good cause, suicide prevention. You're Not Alone is the brainchild of Grace Blandon and Maddie I, members of their Lake High School Students in Action Club, a group dedicated to serving their local community in Millbury with fundraisers and volunteering. They've distributed the bracelets, which wrap twice around the wrist with a knot tied in the middle, to fellow teens at their school. Purple was chosen for the color of the bracelets because it is the color of suicide prevention. They're handed out with a card featuring suicide prevention information. Finally, the preschoolers and kindergartners at a school in Boulder, Colorado, lovingly care for 10 chickens at the school's on-campus chicken run. The school has hens as a part of the program to foster hands-on learning and forge strong connections to the natural world. However, a new Colorado state health rule forbids live poultry, including chickens and ducks, at licensed child care facilities. Health officials say it's a common-sense effort to reduce the risk of salmonella, a type of food poisoning that causes diarrhea, fever, and stomach cramps. Schools, parents, and others are arguing that the chickens are a safe, long-standing, and much-loved part of many learning programs. They say the ban is an example of excessive regulation that threatens to further disconnect kids from nature. More than 2,000 people have signed an online petition opposing the rule, and even Temple Grandin, a Colorado State University professor renowned for her work in the livestock industry, has weighed on the issue. And that's this week's Education Index, a look at some of the interesting education stories from around the nation and the world. Now, don't go away. We'll be right back with the Lunch Bill of Fare. This is your school news on cable and online. Look for our blue logo for all the latest news online at www.nhcs.net. Also, check out NHCS TV on Facebook and Twitter.
Hey, this job looks perfect. It says you need people skills. Check. Driver's license. Check. And a high school diploma. You've got one of those, right?
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
I got that. You are good to go.
Take that first step towards a better future. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back to your school news. It's time now for this week's Lunch Bill of Fare. Across the county, school lunchrooms has gotten a facelift and a menu makeover. Hunter Liedman, our lunch menu specialist, is standing by in the newsroom with this week's school lunch menu so parents, students, teachers, and everyone working with New Hanover County school systems can plan their lunchtime options.
Thanks and welcome to this week's edition of the Lunch Bill of Fare. We've got an exciting menu this week with dishes influenced by a number of classic global recipes. Let's take a look at this week's selections. On Tuesday, March 1st, jump into the line of a grilled chicken sandwich, grilled cheese, or a cheeseburger. Your sides are vegetable soup, roasted potatoes, and fresh fruit. On Wednesday, March 2nd, get the crew together to enjoy some chicken dippers with an egg roll and fried rice, cheesy breadsticks, or pork barbecue plate with hush puppies and slaw. On the side, pasta salad, sweet potato waffle fries, garden salad, and mandarin oranges. On Thursday, March 2nd, cafeterias will be headlining nachos grande, fish nuggets, and popcorn chicken. The cafeteria will also have your favorite sides of black beans, corn, salad, North Carolina sweet potatoes, and fresh fruit. On Friday, March 4th, jump into the lunchroom and feast on spaghetti with a breadstick, cheeseburger, or a deluxe chicken sandwich. Then on the side, enjoy french fries, garden salad, and mixed fruit. For the weekend, I've got my healthy tip. Eat some form of carbohydrates. Before working out or playing sports, carbohydrates will provide you with energies that you can maximize your performance in any activity. After the weekend, start off with a chicken filet sandwich, lasagna roll-up with a breadstick, or a corn dog nuggets. Monday's sides are black-eyed peas, garden salad, and diced peaches. All the menus include more fresh produce, whole grains, and lower-calorie snacks. Plus, our school's cafeterias have done away with frying and cut back on fats, sodiums, and sugars. Now, taking a look once again at your lunch entrees for the week, you've got some great selections with some really great sides to choose from. Now on Monday, don't miss out on delicious grilled cheese, and on Thursday, nachos grande. This week's sides include fresh fruit, garden salad, and my favorite, french fries. That's what's on slate for lunch at your school's cafeteria, so don't miss any of these nutritious, delicious, and healthy meals. From the newsroom, this is Hunter Ledman. Back to you.
Thanks, Hunter. Don't forget you can also catch the Lunch Bill Affair during the morning show here on the Learning Network and get lots of helpful nutrition information online at www.nhcs.net/nutrition. Now, don't go away. Coming up, Mobile Dental Van visits Snipes Academy.
Hi.
Hi. Patience. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Well, welcome back to your school news. Our teeth are one of the most important things we need in many ways. We need them to eat, smile, talk, and more. To keep children smiling, New Hanover County's Health Department has a mobile dental van that moves from school to school to serve children in low-income areas. Recently, the van parked at Snipes Academy of Art and Design. Students there got not only a chance to get their teeth cleaned, but to learn something about the dental program.
Oh, okay, that's good. What made you want to come to our school?
Well, you have a lot of students here who really need to see the dentist, and that's what our job is to make sure that everyone we can get seen.
Yes, you're not lying about that. Okay, next, what do you do? What do you do if someone has really bad breath?
Well, first we're going to get the teeth nice and clean, and we're going to give you instructions on how to brush and floss your teeth, and that will help with bad breath.
Many children in our community have had no prior dental care, and their parents rely on the van's services for this care. Oral health is a crucial part of overall health, and children from disadvantaged communities are at the greatest risk for grave medical complications resulting from inadequate dental care. Well, that does it for this edition of Your School News. Recapping some of our main stories, 13 students win at the Regional Science Fair and will travel to the States in April. Anderson Elementary students learned about butterflies from the Cape Fear Garden Club, and African American history was celebrated at Gregory Elementary. Remember, Your School News is on cable and online, and don't forget to start your morning with our Light and Lively morning show, weekdays at 6 a.m. I'm Alexander Ellsworth on behalf of the entire YSN crew. Thanks for watching New Hanover County Schools TV on the Learning Network. Have a great day.